I can feel it in my bones. Today's the day. I've been waiting for this moment for so long, my heart beating faster with each step I take toward Sophie's office. This is it. This is the moment I've worked my ass off for. I sit in the conference room, my fingers tapping rhythmically on the polished table, the cool steel of the chair biting into my back. My mind is racing, rehearsing everything I've prepared for this moment. I've been with this company for over a decade. I've given my blood, sweat, and tears. Every late night, every sacrifice, every project completed ahead of schedule. This promotion, it's mine. It's overdue. When the door opens and Sophie walks in, I straighten up instinctively, trying to mask the anticipation I feel building inside me. She looks at me, but it's almost as if she's looking through me, her eyes flitting briefly across the room before settling on the folder in her hand. She sits down, crossing her legs with that same practiced elegance, as if she's doing me a favor just by being here. "Caleb," she begins, her voice smooth, professional, too professional. "Thank you for meeting with me today." I nod, my heart pounding. "Of course, Sophie. You said you had some updates regarding the promotion?" Her eyes flicker to mine, but I catch only a fleeting glance before she's flipping through the papers in front of her. There's something off about her demeanor today. The usual warmth, the pretending to care, it's gone, replaced with a cold precision, the kind that makes my stomach tighten. "Yes," she says, looking up finally, her expression unreadable. "I've been reviewing everything. Your work, your contributions, everything." I lean forward slightly, waiting, feeling the words in my chest, fighting to get out. "And?" I ask, my voice tight but controlled. She clears her throat and sits back in her chair. "I just don't think you're ready for this, Caleb. The leadership role is more demanding than you realize. It requires a certain vision, something we think you might not quite have at the moment." I feel the blood drain from my face. My pulse is in my ears now, roaring like a flood. I've been here longer than anyone else you've promoted, Sophie. I've led teams. I've hit targets. I've been more than ready for this role. The words spill out before I can stop them, each one tasting bitter. Why am I still not enough? She doesn't flinch. In fact, she seems almost too calm. "I'm sure you're more than capable, Caleb, but it's not just about capability. It's about the bigger picture, and right now, we think you're better suited for a different role." I shake my head, confusion morphing into frustration. I've prepared for this moment for years. I've sacrificed. I've worked through sleepless nights, been passed over for promotions time and time again, told myself it was just part of the process, that I'd prove them wrong. "But this feels like a slap to the face. Don't take it personally," she adds, her tone turning patronizing. "You'll understand with time. It's just not your time yet." I sit there, my mind racing, but I can't find the words anymore. What is there to say? Not your time yet? I've heard that so many times before. A different version of it. You're not ready. You need more experience. Not quite there, but I'm here. I've been here. And yet here I am, still stuck, still fighting for the recognition I've earned. My voice comes out low, quieter than I intended, but the anger that was bubbling beneath the surface finally breaks free. "How long am I supposed to wait, Sophie? How long before you see that I've earned it?" She sighs, a soft, dismissive sound that rings louder than any words she could say. "Caleb, please. This isn't personal. It's just how things work here," I want to scream. I want to demand she look at me, really look at me, but instead I nod, slow and deliberate, trying to mask the sting, the hurt that's crawling up my throat. "Okay," I say, my voice steady, but my insides are on fire. "So when?" She smiles, though it doesn't reach her eyes. "We'll revisit this in a few months, Caleb. I'm sure you'll have another opportunity." A few months. Another opportunity. But what she doesn't say, what I can't ignore anymore, is the unspoken truth hanging in the air. Another opportunity means another year, another round of watching others pass me by, another cycle of pretending that my hard work is all that matters. It doesn't matter how good I am, how much I've done. I'm just not the right type. I stand up, my hands trembling slightly as I collect my things. I don't even look at her as I walk toward the door. Her voice, faintly muffled behind me, calls out, "Caleb, don't take this the wrong way. You have so much potential. But I've heard it all before. And this time, I don't feel anything. No anger, no sadness. Just a kind of emptiness settling over me. I step into the hallway, the walls feeling tighter around me as I make my way to the elevator. I'm not even sure where I'm going, but I know one thing for certain. I've had enough. I leave the meeting with Sophie, my chest tight, my mind racing, the weight of her rejection pressing down on me like a lead blanket. It's not the first time I've been overlooked, but it feels different this time. This time I was certain. I was so sure that the promotion was finally mine, but instead I've been told again that I'm not ready, not good enough. Not yet. Not the right fit. My hands shake as I reach for my phone, quickly texting Jasmine. Meet me in the break room. I need to talk. I don't even give her a chance to respond before I shove my phone back into my pocket. I take the stairs 2 at a time, trying to ignore the angry knot that's been growing in my stomach since Sophie's last words. You'll understand with time, Caleb. It's just not your time yet. What the hell does that even mean? When I get to the break room, Jasmine is already there, leaning against the counter, her arms crossed. Her eyes narrow as soon as she sees me. She knows something's off. She knows me too well, so? She asks, her voice quiet but sharp. What did she say? I let out a long breath, shaking my head. Same old thing. Not ready. Not the right fit. I've been here longer than anyone else you've promoted, Jasmine. Longer than people who don't even work half as hard as I do. And still, it's not enough. Jasmine steps closer, her voice soft but firm. Caleb, listen to me. You've worked your ass off. We both know that. But you also know that no matter what you do, they'll always find an excuse to keep you from the top. They'll always make up some reason why you're not good enough. I open my mouth to argue, but she cuts me off. It's not just about you. It's about them, Caleb, and about what they see when they look at you. I stop. Her words hit me like a punch to the gut. I've heard it before. Seen it before, even. The glances. The silences. The way people don't quite look at me the same way they look at others. But I push it all down. I don't want to think about it. Jasmine, don't go there. It's not about that. Her gaze hardens. Caleb, don't you see? They'll always make excuses. The color of your skin isn't something they can overlook. You've worked harder than anyone else, and still they don't see you. They don't want to. The room feels smaller, the walls pressing in as her words sink deeper. I want to argue to tell her she's wrong, but a cold, sinking feeling in my stomach tells me she's not. She's right. Maybe I've known it all along, but I've never wanted to admit it. Not to myself, not to anyone. I open my mouth, but the words won't come. The truth feels too ugly to say out loud. Jasmine sighs, her voice softer now. You've got to face it, Caleb. This is bigger than you. It's bigger than your hard work. It's about something they can't even acknowledge to themselves. I can feel my chest tightening, the anger rising up again, but it's not just anger. It's something else, something darker, something that's been building for years. Every time I was passed over, every time someone else got the recognition, the chance I deserved. Before I can respond, I hear voices coming from the hallway. Sophie's voice is unmistakable, and I freeze. I don't know, Karen, Sophie says, her tone sharp. He's good, but I'm just not sure about the optics of it. Let's find someone. Less, radical. I feel my blood freeze in my veins. I try to step back out of sight, but it's too late. I've heard it. I've heard what she really thinks. Radical? I whisper under my breath, the word sour in my mouth. Jasmine, hearing it too, steps up beside me. What the hell was that? I don't know what to say. My whole body feels like it's been set on fire, and I don't know how to put it out. I'm done pretending it's not about race, I say, my voice low but steady. She's been lying to me all along, Jasmine. She never saw me as more than a token, someone to fill a space until she could find someone better, someone who fit her idea of what a leader should be. Jasmine's face softens, but the anger in her eyes matches mine. And now you know. Now it's out in the open. I feel like I've been hit, like the wind's been knocked out of me. But there's something else, too. Something stirring inside me. Something that's been buried deep for far too long. I don't even know who I am anymore, I mutter, my voice breaking, a weight pressing down on my chest. I've given everything to this company, and it's never been enough. Jasmine places a hand on my shoulder, and for a moment, I let myself lean into it. You're not the problem, Caleb, she says, her voice low but firm. You're stronger than they'll ever be. Don't let them break you. You're worth more than this. I nod, but I don't believe it. Not yet. The truth is too fresh, too painful, and I don't know how to make sense of it all. But I can feel something shifting inside me. A crack, a break in the dam I've been holding up for years. I've never been enough for them, but maybe, just maybe, I'm finally enough for me. We stand in silence for a while, and then I finally speak again. I'm not giving up. Not this time. I'll find a way. I'll make them see me. Jasmine doesn't answer, but I see the flicker of hope in her eyes. And for the first time today, I feel it too. I'm not done. Not yet. I can feel the anger bubbling up as I step into Harold's office. My knuckles are white from gripping the doorframe, my whole body tense. The hours after that meeting with Sophie have been hell. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't think straight. The words keep circling in my head, a broken record. You're not ready. You'll understand with time. I know what she meant. And now I'm ready to hear the truth, no matter how ugly it is. Harold looks up when I walk in, his eyes going wide for a second. I can tell he knows what's coming. I don't even sit down. I don't need to. There's no room for politeness anymore. Caleb, you look... Harold starts, but I cut him off. Spare me, Harold. My voice is sharp, like I'm cutting through the air between us. So was it race? Was I too black for the promotion? He stiffens. I watch the color drain from his face, and I know I've hit the mark. The truth hangs in the air between us, thick and suffocating. Caleb, you're a great worker, Harold starts, his voice a little shaky. But there's politics at play. You know how it is. Politics. Always politics. The same excuse, the same tired, broken record. My teeth grind together and I take a step forward. You know damn well what she meant when she said that. Don't feed me that crap. My words come out like daggers, sharp and quick. She doesn't see me, Harold. She doesn't see what I've done, and you're sitting here letting it happen. He shifts in his seat, avoiding my gaze. I didn't make the decision, man. I'm sorry. Sorry? Sorry doesn't cut it. Sorry doesn't fix this. I feel the weight of his words settle on me, and it's like a punch to the gut. You didn't make the decision? Really? You didn't have a say in it? You're telling me you just stood there letting it happen? Harold opens his mouth, then closes it again, like he's trying to find the right words. But I can see the truth in his eyes. He's complicit. He's been playing the same game Sophie has, pretending that the system is just a force beyond their control, pretending that they didn't have a choice. Caleb, he says, his voice low, almost pleading. It's not that simple. You don't understand. I had no choice but to follow her direction. I shake my head. The room feels like it's closing in on me. You always had a choice, Harold, always, and you chose to turn your back on me. My chest heaves with the weight of it. The anger, the hurt. You stood by and you let her use me as a pawn. You watched it happen and you did nothing. Harold looks down, his face scrunched in discomfort. He looks like he's been caught, like he knows what I'm saying is true but doesn't want to admit it. His voice is quiet, defensive. I didn't have the power to change anything. I couldn't go against her, Caleb. You know how it works around here. You don't rock the boat. Rock the boat. Don't rock the boat. I've heard those words so many times before, it's like a mantra for the weak. The ones who want to stay comfortable, who would rather stay silent than stand up for what's right. You let her get away with it, I spit. You let her steal my promotion. You let her push me down because of the color of my skin, Harold. And you stood by and watched it happen. My voice cracks, but I don't care. Don't tell me you didn't have a choice. You had a choice. You always had a choice. He doesn't answer right away. His eyes flicker up to mine, and I can see the guilt in them. He knows I'm right. He knows he's been complicit in the same system that's been holding me back for years. But he won't say it. He won't admit it, because to do that would mean acknowledging how deep the rot goes. I'm sorry, Caleb, he says again, but this time the words sound empty. I wish I could have done more. I laugh, but it's not a laugh at all. It's a bitter, hollow sound. Wishing doesn't mean anything now, does it, Harold? The damage is done. You and Sophie have already made sure of that. There's a long silence between us, thick with everything that's been left unsaid. The weight of what I've just heard hangs in the air, suffocating me. I thought Sophie was the only one to blame, but now I see the truth. Harold, too, is part of it. He may not have pulled the trigger, but he handed her the gun and stood by while she took the shot. Finally, I take a step back, my body stiff with anger. You know, Harold, I thought you were different. I thought you saw me as more than just the black guy in the office. But I was wrong. We were both wrong. He opens his mouth to say something, but I don't let him. I turn around, walking toward the door, my hand on the handle. You should have stood up for me, Harold. But you didn't. You chose to let her win. I look over my shoulder, my voice cold now. And that's something you'll have to live with. I don't wait for him to answer. I don't care if he has anything else to say. I'm done with him. Done with Sophie. Done with this company that refuses to see me for who I am. I walk out of the office, the door slamming behind me, and for the first time today, I feel something close to clarity. The betrayal stings, but it's also a wake-up call. I've been fighting a battle for so long, not realizing that some of the people I trusted were never on my side to begin with. And now, I'm done fighting their fight. It's time to start fighting my own. I can't breathe. I don't even know how to describe it. This suffocating feeling creeping up in my chest as I stand in the back of the conference room, watching Ryan get the promotion I've worked my ass off for. It's a company-wide announcement. Everyone's here. The team, the executives, the whole damn office. And there he is, Ryan, fresh-faced, young, and so damn clueless, standing up in front of all of us with that stupid, smug smile plastered across his face. I swear, it feels like the room is closing in on me. I try to keep my face neutral, but I can feel the anger bubbling inside me, hot and gnawing, every time someone claps for him. Every time they say his name like he deserves it, I can't even hear the words they're saying. All I hear is the pounding of my own heart, a deafening rhythm in my ears. Ryan, we're so excited to have you as the new leader of the team, the VP says, his voice like it's drenched in syrup. We're confident you're the right person to take this department to new heights. They keep going, all of them singing his praises. And all I can think about is how much bullshit this is. I try to breathe, but my chest feels tight. I feel like I'm losing control of my own body, my own thoughts. When it's over, when the applause finally dies down, Ryan turns toward me, his grin as wide as ever. Thanks, man, he says, completely oblivious to the storm raging inside me. Can't wait to work with you more closely. I think we're gonna make a great team. I swallow hard, my throat tightening. Yeah, sure, I manage, though my voice comes out like gravel. I can barely look at him. This is the guy they picked over me? The guy who's barely been here a year. I trained him. I helped him get up to speed. I showed him the ropes. And now he's standing up there getting the job that I've busted my ass for. Getting what should have been mine. I can't keep the words inside anymore. I turn to Jasmine, my fists clenched at my sides, my voice low but sharp. They're handing the job to him? Are they serious? I've trained this kid for months. I've been here for years. And this is how they repay me? I can't even look at her as I speak, my eyes glued to Ryan, who's now chatting with the higher-ups like he's been their golden boy all along. Jasmine doesn't say anything at first. She just stands there next to me, her arms crossed, her face a mask of disbelief. After a long moment, she mutters, "It's ridiculous, Caleb. You've been working here, busting your ass for how long now?" And they just hand it to him, just like that. I turn away from her, my jaw tight. I should have been the one standing up there. I should have been the one getting that praise, but instead they just threw me away. All my work, all my loyalty. It meant nothing. I can feel the tears pushing at the back of my eyes, but I refuse to let them fall. Not here, not now. Not in front of anyone. Ryan's over there, talking to people, laughing like it's the easiest thing in the world, and it feels like a slap in the face. I've been here. I've earned this, and they gave it to him. I think back to the countless hours I've put in, the projects I've taken on, the late nights, the weekends, the moments when I thought it was all worth it. I thought, if I worked hard enough, if I kept my head down and proved myself, they'd see me. They'd finally give me what I deserve. But that's not how it works, is it? It's never been about my work. It's never been about how much I've given. It's always been about something else, something I can't even say out loud. I turn to Jasmine again, my hands trembling. I can't do this anymore, I whisper, the words burning in my throat. I've had enough. I'm done. I'm done playing this game. I'm done pretending I'm invisible. Jasmine's voice is low, but there's a kind of fire in it now. You're not invisible, Caleb. You never have been. They just want you to believe that. You're too good for this. You're better than this. I feel a surge of something, rage, disbelief, but also a quiet, burning resolve. She's right. I don't need them. Not anymore. I watch Ryan, who's still oblivious to everything that's happening around him, still basking in his undeserved praise, and I know deep down that I'll never get what I deserve here. Not from them. Not from Sophie. Not from anyone who's ever looked at me and decided I wasn't enough because of the color of my skin, but I will get what I deserve. I'll make damn sure of it. I'm going to do something about this, I say, more to myself than to Jasmine. I'm not going to let them win. Not like this. Jasmine nods, her eyes steady on me. Whatever you need, I've got your back. I don't need anyone else. I don't need their approval, their recognition, their empty praise. I've been overlooked for too long, treated like I don't belong. Like my worth is measured by the color of my skin and not the work I've done. But I will make them see me. I will make them understand. I can't stay silent anymore. Every part of me is screaming to let this go, to walk away. But the injustice is suffocating. The way Sophie dismissed me, the way Ryan stood there like he didn't know exactly what was happening. It's not just about the promotion anymore. It's about the system, the game they've been playing. And I'm done being their pawn. I make my way to the main conference room, where the weekly team meeting is happening. My pulse is pounding in my ears. Every step feels heavier, like the weight of everything I've endured is pushing me forward. When I walk in, everyone looks up, a mix of surprise and confusion written across their faces. But I don't care. Sophie and Ryan are sitting at the head of the table, smiling like everything's normal. Like they haven't just destroyed everything I've worked for. I stand in front of them, my hands shaking at my sides, but my voice comes out steady, loud enough to cut through the room. Why? I ask, my voice breaking through the silence. Why did you do it, Sophie? You've taken everything from me, all of it. Because of the color of my skin, how do you live with yourself? Sophie's eyes narrow, but she doesn't flinch. Instead, she leans back in her chair, like she's untouchable. You're not being rational, Caleb, she says, her tone as cold as ever. You've always been so angry. Maybe this job isn't for you after all. Her words cut deeper than I want to admit, but I refuse to back down. Angry? Is that what you call it? I've given everything to this company, Sophie. I've worked harder than anyone here. And you've stolen it all from me, all because you can't see me as anything more than a threat. You can't see me as anything more than someone who doesn't belong. The room is dead quiet now. I can feel every pair of eyes on me, but I'm focused on Sophie. She's the one who needs to hear this. She's the one who needs to know what she's done. Sophie shifts uncomfortably in her seat, but she doesn't apologize. No, she's too proud for that, too cold. She's trying to hold on to her mask of control, but I can see it slipping. You're just upset because you didn't get what you wanted, she says, her voice tight. This isn't about race, Caleb. You've made it about that, but it's not. We just thought Ryan was the better choice. The way she says Ryan's name makes my stomach churn. I turn to him. I've been avoiding looking at him, but now I can't look away. Really, Ryan? My voice is low, my words like knives. You didn't think this through? You didn't see how wrong this is? He looks nervous, shifting in his seat. I can see the guilt in his eyes, but he won't speak up. He's complicit in this, whether he knows it or not. Ryan looks at Sophie, then back at me, his voice shaking. I didn't mean for any of this to happen, he says, his words stumbling over each other. I cut him off, my eyes hard. No, Ryan, you didn't mean to do anything. But you did. You always do. You stood by and let this happen. You didn't have the courage to speak up. And now, you're reaping the reward for being too cowardly to see the truth. I take a step forward, my fists clenched, my heart pounding in my chest. I'm done. I'm done with pretending that I don't know what's going on. I'm done with this company, these people who think they can crush me and get away with it. Sophie opens her mouth to say something, but I don't let her. No, I say, my voice cold and final. You don't get to silence me anymore. You don't get to control me. This isn't just about me not getting a promotion. This is about you, Sophie, and everyone like you who can't see people like me as equals. You've been lying to yourself and to everyone else, but I'm done. I'm done being your token. I'm done being the black guy in the office who has to prove himself 10 times more than anyone else. The words feel like fire in my chest. The anger, the frustration, the years of feeling overlooked and pushed aside, all of it is coming out now. And it's not just for me. It's for everyone who's ever been passed over, treated as less than because of something they can't control. I look around the room. I can see it in their eyes. Some of them are uncomfortable. Some of them are ashamed. But no one is speaking up. No one is stepping in to defend me. Not even Ryan, but that's fine. I don't need them. I'm done waiting for people like you to see me, I say, my voice steady and clear now. I'm done asking for permission to be seen. If this company can't respect me, then I don't need it. I'll make my own way. Sophie's expression falters for a second, but she quickly covers it up with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. You're making a mistake, Caleb. You'll regret this. I shake my head. No, I won't. I'm not the one who's going to regret anything. I turn on my heel and walk out, every step more sure than the last. I can feel their eyes on me, but I don't care. I'm done being their second choice. I'm done waiting for them to see me, because now I see myself, and that's all I need. I sit there, staring at the wooden paneling in front of me, trying to keep my hands from shaking. The room is cold, sterile, like the air itself is suffocating me. My mouth is dry, my heart hammering in my chest. I can hear the murmur of voices around me, the shuffle of papers, but it feels like everything has faded to a dull hum. I'm here in a courtroom because I decided to take a stand. I decided that I wasn't going to let them bury me anymore. The moment the judge enters, the room falls silent. I stand up, but my legs feel like jelly. I've never been good with authority, but this time I'm not afraid. Not this time. Mr. Taylor, the judge says, looking down at me from her seat. You may begin your testimony. I nod, swallowing hard. It's my turn now. My voice wavers, but I won't let it break. I won't let them see me crumble. I take a deep breath, trying to steady myself. I've worked hard my entire life, I say, the words slipping out like I've been carrying them for years. And yet all I've ever been to them is the black guy they don't want to promote. It's not just about a job. It's about dignity. It's about being treated like I'm just as good as anyone else in this room. The silence that follows is heavy, like everyone is waiting for the punchline of some joke. But there is no punchline. This is my reality. This is the truth. Sophie's lawyer stands up, his voice dripping with condescension. Mr. Taylor, can you prove your accusations? You've never been told you weren't qualified for the promotion. You've never been explicitly told that your race was an issue. I feel the weight of his words, the coldness of his defense. I can feel it in my chest, in my bones. He doesn't get it. He doesn't see me. He sees the surface. But I'm not going to let him get away with this. I lean forward, my eyes locking with his. I don't need proof, I say, my voice cracking but firm. You see it, don't you? You know the truth. You've just chosen to ignore it. You know what they saw when they looked at me. You know what I saw. But you don't want to admit it. You don't want to acknowledge what's been happening right under your nose. The room is dead quiet now, everyone frozen, hanging on my every word. Sophie's lawyer looks like he's about to say something, but he doesn't. The words are stuck in his throat. He knows I'm right. I take a moment, looking out over the room, letting the silence settle before I speak again. You want proof? Look at the records. Look at my work. The hours I've put in. The projects I've delivered ahead of schedule. Hell, look at my dedication to this company. I've given my all. And what do I get in return? A pat on the back and a maybe next time? I feel the anger rising again, but this time, it's different. It's not rage. It's a quiet, searing fire that burns inside me, a fire that has been building for years. And now, it's impossible to ignore. You look at me, I continue, my voice steady now, and you see someone who's not ready, not good enough, but you know what you don't see? You don't see how hard I've worked. You don't see how much I've sacrificed. All you see is a black man in a company that's not meant for people like me. You don't see me as an equal. You see me as a threat. Sophie's lawyer shakes his head, clearly trying to regain control of the situation. Mr. Taylor, you're being emotional. This is not the place for... Don't tell me I'm being emotional, I snap, cutting him off. You don't get to tell me how to feel. You don't get to dictate my pain. This isn't just about me. This is about every person like me who's been overlooked, dismissed, passed over for no other reason than their race. And you want to pretend it's not real? You want to act like I'm just making this up? I take another breath, trying to control the storm inside me. It's all pouring out now. The years of pain, of humiliation, of feeling like I was never good enough. I'm not making this up, I say quietly. This is my reality. This is what I've been living with every damn day. And I won't let you pretend it's not happening. I won't let you sit there and tell me that I wasn't qualified, that I wasn't good enough for a role I've earned. Because I know the truth, and now you do too. There's a long pause. I can feel the weight of everything in the room. The tension is thick, like everyone is holding their breath, waiting for someone to say something, to make it all go away. But no one does. Sophie doesn't even look at me. She's staring down at her hands, her face a mask of indifference. But I know what she's thinking. She's thinking she can get away with this, that she can keep denying the truth. But I won't let her. Finally, the judge speaks. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. You may step down. I don't say anything. I don't need to. I've said what I needed to say. The truth is out there now, and it's on them to decide what to do with it. As I sit down, I feel like a weight has been lifted from my shoulders. I don't know what will happen next. I don't know if I'll win this battle, but it doesn't matter. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I've taken control of my own story. And that's enough. I stand there, my hands clenched in front of me, staring at the floor of the courtroom as the verdict is read. The words echo in my head, but they don't hit me like I expected. In favor of the plaintiff, the judge announces. The company must pay compensation for the damages caused by discriminatory practices. I should feel something. Relief, maybe, but all I can hear is the hollow silence of the room. Sophie looks like she's about to faint, her eyes wide, but her mask of composure stays firmly in place. She shoots a glance at me, and for a moment I see something, maybe fear, maybe guilt. But it doesn't matter anymore. This victory, this ruling, it's a formality. The real fight is about to begin. After the court session, I make my way out into the hallway, the weight of everything still sinking in. Sophie's lawyer approaches me, the same smug expression still plastered on his face. We'll be appealing, he says, his voice too calm for my liking. I don't even look at him. Go ahead, I mutter. It won't change a thing. I leave the courthouse with my head held high, but I'm not done yet. I'm not done until Sophie faces the real consequences of what she's done. That afternoon, I get an invitation. The company's annual meeting is happening in an hour. They want me to speak. I don't hesitate. I know what I have to do. This isn't just about the case anymore. It's about the power I've taken back. It's about showing them who I really am. I step into the meeting room, and for the first time, I feel something different. Confidence. Control. Sophie is sitting at the front. Her posture stiff, but her eyes flicker with something unreadable when they land on me. I walk to the front of the room, and for the first time I can see it. Everyone in that room is looking at me, waiting for me to speak. I take a deep breath, and the words come out, calm but filled with authority. You think you've won, Sophie? I say, my voice cutting through the tension. You think this is over? This is just the beginning. She stands up, her face a mask of defeat. I've given you everything, Caleb. What more do you want from me? I can see the cracks in her armor, but I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel anything for her anymore. I don't want anything from you, I reply, my voice strong. I've already won. The room is silent. No one says anything. Sophie looks at me like she's expecting an apology or some form of submission, but I don't give her that. Not anymore. I turn to face the room, to face everyone who's been complicit in this system, this culture of injustice. This company will never move forward until we confront the truth of how we've treated people like me, I say, my voice rising with every word. It's not just about me getting passed over for a promotion. It's about the people who were too afraid to speak up. It's about the people who let this happen, who let race be the deciding factor in who gets to move up the ladder. I let the words hang in the air, and for the first time, I can feel the shift, the uncomfortable shuffle of feet, the shifting of eyes. I'm making them see it. I'm making them feel the weight of their actions. Sophie opens her mouth to speak, but I cut her off. It's over, Sophie. You can't hide behind your excuses anymore. Not here, Not in front of these people. You've used your power to hold people like me down for too long, and I'm not going to let you do it anymore. Not to me, not to anyone. The room is still. There's a tension in the air, but it's different now. I'm no longer the one on trial. I'm no longer the one begging for recognition. I'm the one in control. Sophie's face is a picture of frustration. She can't even speak. Her jaw clenches, but she doesn't say a word. I don't care. I'm done waiting for her to make the first move. I take one last look at her before I turn toward the rest of the room. I won't be a part of a system that doesn't respect me, and neither should any of you. If you want this company to thrive, if you want to move forward, you need to change. And it starts with holding people accountable. It starts with confronting the truth, and it starts with making sure that no one else has to go through what I did. There's a beat of silence, and then I hear the sound of clapping. At first it's soft, hesitant, like no one really knows if it's okay to join in. But then it grows louder. More people stand up. More people clap. The room is filled with a quiet sense of reckoning. I walk out of the room with my head held high. My heart is racing, but it's not out of fear. It's out of something else, something stronger. Something like pride. I've done it. I've taken back my dignity. I've forced them to see me. Sophie may have won the case, but I've won something bigger. I've won myself. I've won my voice, and no one can take that from me. The silence in my apartment feels different tonight. It's not empty, not cold, more like it's holding its breath, waiting for me to make sense of everything. I sit on the couch, staring out the window, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. Everything feels quiet, like the world has paused for just a moment, and I can finally breathe. I think back on everything, the court case, the fight, the confrontation with Sophie and Ryan, the way I felt when I finally spoke the truth. It was like ripping off a mask that had been glued to my face for years. I've spent so much of my life chasing validation, waiting for someone to see me for who I am, but now I know it was never going to come from them. Not from Sophie, not from anyone who couldn't look beyond the surface. I stand up, pacing the room as the weight of everything I've been through settles into me. There were days when I felt like I wasn't good enough, like my hard work didn't matter. But that's not who I am anymore. I'm not just a product of their decisions. I'm the result of my own strength, my own fight. And I'm not finished yet. The doorbell rings and I pull myself out of my thoughts, walking toward the door. When I open it, there's Jasmine standing there, a smile on her face like she's been waiting to see me like this. She doesn't say anything at first, just gives me a look. "You did it, Caleb," she says finally, her voice full of pride. "You made them see you. You made them hear you." I stand there, feeling the weight of her words settle deep in my chest. For so long, I kept thinking that I needed to prove myself to people who would never see me. But now I realize that the only person I had to prove anything to was myself. Jasmine steps inside, looking around like she's trying to take it all in. "I mean, really," she continues. "You're not the same person you were a year ago. You've transformed," I laugh, but it's not a lighthearted sound. It's a laugh that carries years of pain, years of pretending to be something I wasn't. I had to. I didn't have a choice. She gives me a knowing look. "I know you didn't, but look at where you are now." She gestures around the room, but it's not about the apartment. It's about me. You've changed. You've made them change. I nod slowly, but the truth hits me in a way that makes my chest tighten. It's not enough yet, I admit. The company's making moves toward diversity, but it's just the beginning. The real work, the real change, it's going to come from people like me. People who aren't afraid to call out what's wrong. People who refuse to stay silent anymore. Jasmine watches me for a moment, her expression softening. "You're right, but don't underestimate what you've already done. You forced them to see you. You made them uncomfortable. And that's when real change starts." I sit down on the couch again, my mind racing with the weight of it all. I don't know what's next, Jas. I don't know where this journey is going, but I know I can't go back to the way I was. To be invisible. To pretend that things were okay when they weren't. Jasmine sits beside me, her presence steady, calming. "You've already come so far, Caleb, and you're just getting started." I stare at the city lights again, but this time, it feels different. I feel lighter somehow, like the chains I didn't even know were holding me down have been broken. I didn't do it for them, I say softly. I did it for me. I had to do it for myself. She smiles, her voice gentle. I know, and that's what makes you so strong. I let her words settle in me as the silence stretches between us. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Not the victory in the courtroom, not the speeches or the applause, but the realization that I don't need to fight for someone else's approval anymore. I've fought for my own, and that's enough. I'm not finished yet. This is just the beginning. I don't know where this journey will take me, but I know one thing. I'm not afraid to walk it alone if I have to. I'll make my own way, and this time I'll do it on my own terms.